Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Just having a look at the ASX 200, and again, you can see we come back and we're just bouncing back off that 20-day moving average on a daily chart. So I think, although today has been a little bit negative, it is a long weekend, and so there's a lot of people who don't like holding stocks over a long weekend, especially, the market. There is a little bit of volatility in the air. But it looks very. Our market, I think, looks like we should just possibly just trade in this range for a week or so before hopefully we break up to the upside. Just having a look at some of the stocks. Auckland Airport. It's great. I mean, we're up about 4.5%. It's only just a trend we put on recently, but I do think she's going to have a really good week next week. That the trend looks really good, and hopefully we can make a lot more than 5% on Auckland Airport. Again, it's absolutely stunning looking stock. Great story as well, and maybe one we should be looking to add as a growth story. And SGR, again, fantastic company. Actually, it's got I think last year they had a new star. SGR Star Entertainment they had a new CEO. I actually met him. He's a very nice guy, and he's done a lot of good things for this company, and certainly it's been reflected in the share price. And again, it looks like it could have a nice move next week, as long as the Dow behaves itself, which hopefully it will. Just having a look at some of the 3-year growth stories again. Pretty weak day. Generally speaking, they're all holding up remarkably well. OTW is up 4.58%. I think I said to you 2 days ago I liked how this stock was moving, and since then it has jumped about sort of 25%. But it again looks really bullish, and I just like the way the stocks when they move like this, and they have these big moves up, and they hit 20-day moving averages and bounce off them. I think it's very, very bullish, and this is a great story. Hopefully one day this might be a Vocus or TPG Telecom of the future. So go on the website, read our story, and I think you'd be really interested in it. One stock I've got to point out is Burson Group, and we trend this one all the time. But someone said to me the other day, Dave, what do you think is the best trending stock on the market? And I think Burson's got to be in the top 10 here. And again, I think any slight weakness on Burson or any slight weakness in the market, we should definitely get into this stock and look to trend it up. It does have roughly some sort of trend lines around this. Might come back here to close to the $5, and if it does and it starts turning up the next day, we should definitely get onto it. It's a fantastic trend, and obviously a great company, and doing some great things. Every week on Sundays, Equity Story puts out its weekly buy and sell signals, and what they are is just a guidance. We've got quite a few day traders that are our members, and it's not something really. Our trending is more sort of medium term, but we give this service to day traders, and it does have a huge cult following at the moment in the financial circles. For our ability to pick these stocks sort of week in, week out, and the momentum has been quite extraordinary. And funny enough, last week I'll just go for them quickly. We don't say when to sell these stocks; these are just guides to our day traders. But last week we had Costa Group, and that was actually the only classic weekly buy signal we had last week was on Costa Group, which was quite extraordinary, but it was. And as you can see, the market's been down 1.5%, and Costa Group has ended the week sort of even. But at one stage it was up, and it certainly outperformed the market. But I think the actual chart looks very, very bullish, and I think although Costa Group didn't have a huge run up this week, I think potentially it could follow it up in the next 2 weeks. Some of the bullish stocks again have done really, really well, like ALQ. Again, had a really nice move up. Just give you some idea what sort of move that had. That sort of moved at one stage from 505 up to 541, so that was up about sort of 15% roughly at one stage. Burson, excuse me, obviously Burson Group ended the week up. This is all pretty bullish in a market, a week where the market went down. Again, GEM was only just slightly up. TRS was up about sort of 3-4%, did very well. MPL ended the week just a few points under, nothing much. Min again had a good week, was opened the week at 885 and at one stage was 992, so I don't know what that is, 15-20% at one stage it went up, so they really worked really well. GTI was slightly down. RSG again opened the week at 104, closed at 116, is up nearly 20% at one stage. All those stocks have done really well. The only one that didn't was a stock actually we'd been trending, and we sold it at the right time, and it came down. And but even so, we're just waiting to really get back into this one because it's a good story. And the reason it got sold down was one of the companies who were trying to buy it just sold out to I can't remember who it was, UBS, at a certain price, and it just brought the share price down. But it's still basically a pretty bullish long-term chart, and one trend we're definitely be looking to get back into. As we tell you stocks each week that what we think will do well, we told you the ones that we think would do badly, and it was really interesting that the banks were really up there on the stocks that looked weak. And you can see again these had classic sell signals, and if it's a classic sell or weekly buy signal or classic sell, we expect them to be pretty accurate, and definitely gives you a good idea to stay away from these stocks. And again, sort of obviously Bank of Queensland was down, looked really ugly. CCL actually held up pretty well, but give you an example, EHE, we said it was going to go down on Sunday night, and that's how it looked on Sunday night. It had that classic signal, and bang. I don't know, what did it open, 576, and went down as far as opened at 540, went down as far as 461. That's a huge fall. So what we do by predicting again SRX looks really ugly. I wouldn't be getting into this stock. I'd certainly stay out of it. And OSH sort of held up fairly well, but as you can see, it looks a pretty negative stock. As all the stocks that we said were bearish, I mean, really interesting. There's a lot of banks that turned up that we said look bearish, and ANZ looks even more bearish than it did last week. It looks, we said it was going to go down. It did. It looks terrible. Bendigo Bank looks very, very weak. CBA again looked strong a few weeks ago, but now suddenly it's really starting to look weak, and looks like it go back and retest that $72 level, maybe even 70. SAI again hit record lows this week, 321. Westpac was there again, it looked weak. Funny how all these banks looked weak on the weekend. And NAB, down she goes. So I think FXL again hit record lows this week. So again, our weekly buy and sell signals are giving tremendous guidance to sort of day traders, and giving great warnings to people to basically stay away from stocks and just concentrate on the ones that are going up. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for listening to Equity Story, and I wish you a great weekend, and good night.